This episode of the Cork and Entertainment Show is brought to you by Black Box Prompter. Are you a musician tired of being tethered to your tablet or music stand? Do you long to connect with your audience on a deeper level, but find yourself constantly glancing down at your lyrics and chords? Then I highly recommend Black Box Prompter, the smart and stealthy lyrics and chords teleprompter designed to liberate musicians from the stage clutter. This innovative device is perfect for bands, hobbyists jamming out in the garage, touring pros rocking arenas, and even houses of worship looking to elevate their services. It discreetly displays your lyrics and chords, allowing you to maintain eye contact with your audience, adding an extra layer of authenticity and connection to your performance. Don't let distractions hold you back. Unleash your full potential and create a more powerful connection with your audience with Black Box Prompter. Click the link in our episode description and use the promo code Corcoran at checkout for 10% off your purchase. Black Box Prompter, the smart teleprompter built for musicians by musicians. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Corcoran Entertainment Show. I'm your host, Franky Corcoran. Before we start the show today, I just want to give a quick little thank you to everybody who came out to our Concertine Collective collaboration Music Mania at the Bathurst Public Library and the Newcastle Public Library this past weekend. We had amazing shows, and just thank you sincerely to everybody who came out to that show. It really meant a lot, and great reception. That's what we want to hear and see. And so our tour will wrap up May 17th in Edmundston at the Edmundston Library. So be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, at of course my Instagram, but then also Concertine Collective. We will be uploading all that information on there, and just be sure to come on out and have a good time. It's a free event if you're in the area anyway. But if you're not in the area, it's nice little road trip to take. Feel free to take a nice road trip. If you guys can hear my fan going, it's because we're in May now, and it's starting to get a little hot. So just in case you're wondering what the noise is in the background. Moving on to the show today, my guest, very excited to have him on here, Ricky Rebel. He is a recording artist and a singer-songwriter, dancer, and who actually worked for Michael Jackson, signed by Michael Jackson. And he has a new song that is out now, actually, Right Again. Be sure to listen to that on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your music at. We talk about a lot of things, the album, working in show business, and much more. Later in the show, I want to give my thoughts that on GTA 6 finally has a release date, and The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2 is here. Is it good? Is it bad? Let's talk about it. But anyways, guys, without further ado, just sit back, relax, and enjoy today's podcast. All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Corcoran Entertainment Show. I'm your host, Franky Corcoran, and today I'm joined by a multi-talented singer-songwriter, dancer, recording artist, and also an inductee into the Entertainment Hall of Fame. Just happened a couple months ago. Very excited to have him on here. Ricky Rebel. Ricky, how's it going?
It's going very well. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yes, it's my pleasure, man. It's my pleasure. And congratulations on the recent induction. How did that kind of feel? Was that something that your whole career was kind of building towards, some sort of big, I mean, obviously you've done so much more aside from that. With all the Grammy buzz and stuff like that, what did it feel like getting this induction?
It felt really amazing. I didn't really know how big it was. There were a lot of people who have been inducted, who've been Grammy winners, who said that this meant more to them than even winning a Grammy. So for that, I just felt really honored to be a part of it.
That's awesome. So how does that whole kind of process go? Like, so they say that you're going to be inducted. How long of a process is it before that whole, ceremony and stuff like that happens?
It takes a long time. The person who put it together, Captula, she reached out to me and she was so very supportive of my music, and she looked at a lot of the things, the content that I've been making throughout my career, and she was just really blown away. And she's like, I really want to induct you. And that was last year. So you could tell takes a long time for the process. But recently, she passed away, unfortunately. But my heart goes out to her because without her, I would have never been considered for induction even into this prestigious uh, award ceremony. So love you,
Oh, wow.
Captula. Yeah.
And I mean, like it's always something. It's one of those things that we don't sometimes think about when you get a big award or some sort of big life-changing achievement. You always want you always think about, okay, like this person here who got me to this point, hope you do them proud and stuff like that. How important is it now to honor her going forward with all of this happening? How does that kind of impact how you want to honor that legacy?
I I just I'm so grateful to have met her. I know that she was someone who really supported musicians, supported artists, and she dedicated her life to uh, to giving, recognition to even artists that people might not even know of, like the producers, the writers of these big hits from like decades and decades and decades of you know of work that they've done, and she just really appreciates the longevity. And she said I was like one of the youngest people that she ever um, had, and that was quite an honor. So, I mean, for her legacy, I just keep moving forward, and I think about her, and my heart goes out to her in heaven. I know she's looking down, and she called me her little brat, believe it or not.
Is that an honor to be her little brat?
Yes, it was. Like he's a brat, but I love Ricky, my little Ricky, because I can be demanding sometimes in a good way. I'm a very professional person, but I like things to go, smoothly. Like I'm like, where's the press kit? Give me the press release, Captula. He's
I
like,
mean, you
okay,
have to
okay.
be like that in this type of business.
Mm,
I mean,
yeah.
maybe not so demanding, but like just finding that balance between I don't want to be irritating, but also I have to get this done. We got places to be. I got to be at this place for this show. Blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot that goes into it that sometimes, do you ever take a step back sometimes and go, like, what am I losing my head over? Like, I'm stressing so much over this. What am I doing? Do you ever have those moments where you stop and think that?
All the time.
I think we all do.
All of the time. I have to find a lot of moments where things to de-stress, right? That's why I love working out. I love to dance. I love to, um, making music is actually really relaxing for me. Playing my guitar, playing with my cats. I have to find moments like that where I can just really just relax because this industry, as you know, is quite stressful. Can be anyway.
It's got its perks. Like it definitely has its perks. You're able to pursue what you want to pursue, and pursue your passion and everything. But that doesn't mean it doesn't come with the headaches. It doesn't come with the stress, the anxiety, all that
Mm,
stuff. When you're in the public eye, it's how how would you describe? I mean, it's different for everybody and depends on their celebrity status and just how famous they are and stuff like that. How do you deal with like maybe not the paparazzi, but like people who I always see the videos, TMZ, stuff like that, shoving cameras in people's faces. And I just couldn't imagine being on that type of a level. Have you ever been to that type of level where it was actually starting to bleed into your personal life and you're like, dude, I literally can't go out for groceries without someone shoving a camera in my face? Like, did it ever get to that point?
The most I've ever had that type of chaos was when I was at the Grammy Awards and I wore something really provocative or conversational, I'll say. Yeah, a garment, a look. I wore a look that got worldwide attention beyond imagination. Hollywood had me on there, ABC News, Fox News, CNBC. Everybody was talking about me. Like literally, my phone was blowing up, and I ended up being one of the most Googled Latinos of 2019 because of my choice of fashion, my fashion choices. Shout out to Andre Soriano, who designed both of my looks, my 2019 and 2020 looks on the red carpet at the Grammys. And that was the craziest time. I remember paparazzi would follow me and wanted pictures and wanted me to wear, something provocative for them um, to sell. Right? They want to sell the pictures. So, like, Ricky, wear this or do this, and they try to get you to do outrageous things so that they can make some money off of you. But
Do you ever
I
understand their
try to
point
put
of
on a
view?
show.
Like,
Do I
it's,
understand them?
yeah, I mean, like, yes, what they do is annoying, but do you ever stop and think
Mhm.
ever about like, they're just doing their thing? Like, there's many different ways to look at it. How do you see that?
Well, believe it or not, a lot of the artists have close relationships with the paparazzi. Like, I'm sure Kim Kardashian knows all the paparazzi, her mother. There's thousands of, you know, like songs written about how people like they call, on their phone, they call for paparazzi to come out and take pictures of them because they have a relationship. I mean, that's an inside Hollywood scoop. A lot of people have relationships um, with these people, and I've had some friendships with certain paparazzi, and they're just human beings, and they're doing their job, and um, so I kind of see the humanity in them. Uh, it is a little frustrating if it's when they start screaming at you and yelling at you. I remember being on the red carpet at the Grammys, and one of them even yelled out, "I hope your babies die." Things like that. They want to get a reaction. Like I said, they want you to get mad or throw something at them or be wild, and so they're going to try to provoke you. And, they're just doing their job, and they make people famous. So you gotta give it up to them for that.
Like, that's it's I always see the perspective of, yeah, you got to make money. But then I also see the perspective of like, why not just let these celebrities live I get, like, that's why, it's such an interesting topic, because that's how they
Mhm.
make their money. That's what will get clicks, and clicks equals money and all that stuff. But then also there has to come to a point where I'm like, okay, guys, like, what you guys are doing is like full on harassment here. Like, come on, like let
Mhm.
this person be. Like, I see what they did to like Toby Maguire, where he's just trying to drive down the road and the paparazzi
Mhm.
are like in front of him, and he's like, get the fuck out of the way. And
Right,
everyone
right.
starts labeling him as Toby Maguire has a meltdown. I'm like, dude, he just did what any rational human being would have done in that situation. How do you feel about how the paparazzi, and maybe not necessarily the paparazzi, how social media can take things and spin it into something that it isn't?
Well, I think it's tragic the way they treat like those celebrities, like the A-list, like way at the top, like Britney and whatnot. I mean, they pretty much almost killed her. They pretty much killed Princess Diane, Princess Di, uh, by following her, right? Remember back in the day?
Right.
There comes to a point when your picture is worth so much money that they're willing to put their lives at risk, your life at risk, and that is absolutely wrong. and they should be like really punished for it, right? By the full extent of the law. Basically, I think the law should protect um, artists and celebrities from that type of harassment. I'm fortunately at that level where I actually have relationships with the paparazzi. I go to a lot of events, and the same ones come around, and they're all highly respectful. They're not trying to kill people to get the picture, right? But if it's like a Toby Maguire, or like Britney Spears, or whoever like that, they're gonna try to kill people to get the shot. Um, so call me in a year after my first number one record. Call me in a year and how I feel about it. I mean, for me, I'm probably gonna love it. I'm just that kind of person. I love attention. I love it when the paparazzi come for me. Like when I went to the Cannes Festival, I was walking, you're walking down, you're serving a look, and all the paparazzi come and they just bombard you in France. And it's a great feeling. It's really cinematic. And it's something, I mean, there's no other way to describe it. It's a great, um, it's great for content. It's fun as well. I enjoy the attention, so I don't ever think that I'm going to be the kind of person I might be with them. If I'm trying to eat or something, I might be a mega bitch. Um, but for the most part, if I'm not trying to eat or be with my friends in an intimate way, um, I'm going to be pretty receptive to it and have a good time and have fun with it.
The Corkin Entertainment Show is brought to you by Podmatch, the ultimate platform designed to connect podcast hosts with prospective guests effortlessly. Are you a podcaster looking to elevate your show to new heights? Or perhaps you're a guest hoping to share your story with a broader audience. Whatever your podcasting goals are, we have the perfect solution for you. Podmatch simplifies the entire process of discovering guests for your show or finding podcasts to feature your expertise. Now imagine a platform where you can easily match with like-minded creators tailored specifically to your niche. With Podmatch, you can effortlessly network with influencers and thought leaders, all while staying true to your podcast vision. There are a multitude of ways that Podmatch can help you grow your brand. You can be part of a thriving community of podcasters and potential guests. Engage, collaborate, and grow together. If you're ready to experience these fantastic benefits for yourself, we invite you to join Podmatch today. Head over to www.joinpodmatch.com/Corkin Entertainment and sign up right now for only $6 a month. That's right, you heard me right, $6 a month. Join the Podmatch family today and watch your podcast soar to new altitudes. Thank you for tuning into the Corkin Entertainment Show, and happy podcasting. Like, see, and I have respect for people both ways. People who are able to stand up to the paparazzi, people who are they're doing their job. Come on over, yeah, let's take a picture, do this, blah blah blah. But it definitely can't be easy. It absolutely cannot be easy. Like just seeing how they treat them, think that just because that they're celebrities and stuff like that, that they can be treated a certain way, cameras in their face and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll call you in a year if I'm
Yeah,
able to get to you. If this single takes off, and
right,
I won't be able to talk to your agent. You'll have like that agent will have an agent, and that agent will also
right.
have an agent. There will be like three different people that I have to get to in order to get to you. So kind of going back to the 90s, like back when you started out, what was it like kind of breaking out into the industry, starting out, and how did you kind of picture or envision this journey going?
I pictured it being different than what turned out, what happened. Um, we were signed by Michael Jackson, and we were signed to Sony Records, and then later we made an album with that label, and then later Madonna's record label came knocking on the door and wanted to buy us out of that deal and sign us to her record label, Maverick Records, which was one of the greatest days of my life when I found that out, because they were like, not only is Madonna going to sign you, but she's going to put you on tour with Britney Spears, who I had a huge, like, every kind of crush imaginable on Britney. To this day, I still do. I think she's wonderful, and we share the same birthday. We have a lot in common. We both live out in the Calabasas area. I love her, and we went on tour with her and whatnot. I haven't spoken to her in a while, but I do have fond memories of that tour. And I just thought it would just never, it would go on forever. But certain things happened. 9/11 happened. Um, People were really at that time just getting into the whole Napster thing, and like stealing music was a big problem in the music industry back then. And it just really toppled the record labels and kind of toppled a lot of people's careers. And so, yeah, it went in a very different direction than I thought it would.
And that's always something that will come with uh making it big in the industry where it's people know what you're getting into before you get into it kind of thing. Like did you kind of go in with your eyes wide open kind of thing? Like, I know that if I'm going to make it big, this is how it's going to go down. This will happen or this could happen. Like, did you kind of know that? Or was it kind of just, this is what I like to do. I'm just going to go with it. Next thing you know, Michael Jackson signs on, all this stuff. How did you go into it? Like, what was your mindset, I guess you could say?
I'm definitely not a carefree type. I'm very, um, I can be like methodical. When it comes to like what I want, I have a very, very clear vision of what I want. And ever since I was a child, and thank God that has died down some now that I am, where I'm at now. That sheer driven, like ambition dragon was very fierce in me as a child. And now it's I'm not as competitive as I used to be, which thank the Lord. I don't get furious when other people succeed and I don't. It's just
You're
I've
humble.
come into it. Yeah, yeah. I got bitch slapped over and over again, um, to the point where I can finally, yeah, be be humble. Um, like that Kendrick Lamar song. What is it? Sit down, be humble, or whatever.
What was that called
Um,
again? Oh, I feel like I know what it is.
the Kendrick Lamar song, right?
Song. Anybody who knows, put it in the comments so I can look it
Oh,
up.
they know. Everybody knows that song,
Everyone
except
knows.
for me. Except for me.
I'm drawing a blank.
Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I got humble. I got humbled by COVID. I mean, that really derailed a lot of my plans. I was scheduled to sing at the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. They were gonna put some big money into those shows and went on a little tour in Japan. I've toured Japan 3 times since then, but still, it was a really cool situation that was going down. And so there's just a lot of things that you can't plan for. Like God, isn't that the saying, like we make plans and God laughs? It's just
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
reality.
do this, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a celebrity. I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. God's just like, yeah,
Sure.
yeah, try
Sure you are.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, if it's in the cards, it's in the cards. It's just, you kind of just got to go with your gut and know why you're getting into it. But when you look at like who you've worked with, or who you work with, I can't even talk. When you look at who you've worked with over the years, like being signed by Michael Jackson, My Chemical Romance, I mean, Britney Spears, at what moment did you realize like, okay, I like this is it, like I've kind of made it big? Like, was it when you were signed by Michael Jackson? Was it My Chemical Romance? Was it by any of the other big timers that you work with? Like, when did you really realize this
Mm.
is it, this is the big leagues?
I made a pact with myself that if I get signed by Michael Jackson, that I thought to myself, like, this is enough for me as far as like being able to say that I did something great with my life. And it was really that simple, being signed to his label and then later being signed to Madonna's record label, being recognized by two of my heroes of all time, musically speaking. I made a pact to myself, and that no one could ever take that away from me, no matter how old I get, no matter what happens in my life. Like, that's nobody can take that away from me. And it's always meant so much to me because those people wouldn't have signed me if they didn't know that I didn't have the talent for this industry because they are the greatest. They're the king and queen of pop. So whenever anybody tells me I'm untalented, or you get these hate comments, you can't do this, you can't do that. I think to myself, well, bitch, you've never been signed by Michael Jackson and Madonna, so
Yeah,
sit down and be humble.
exactly. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of those things I'll carry with me my whole life. And thank God there's been other really big like things that have happened to me since then. But that to me is like, one of those things I just hold on to forever.
You are Michael Jackson and Madonna approved. I think that's
Period.
anybody, nobody can say that. I don't think anybody can say that.
Nobody can.
No.
Nobody's ever had like them as a boss, like bosses. Like I've had both of them as my boss. And only me and my band members, no authority, can say that. Um, and I let shout out to Eric Stretch, Tommy McCarthy, and Danny Zavatsky. We're the only four people on the planet that could ever say that Madonna and Michael Jackson were our bosses.
And talking about being humble and stuff like that, uh, how important is it for you to be humble with regards to that? I mean, like, obviously it's good whenever people who cast doubt on you and say, "Oh, you're not talented, you're not blah blah blah," but then you're the one able to say, "Yeah, well, I did Michael Jackson, blah blah blah." How do you kind of handle that? Because it's always one of those things where you don't seem like the type of person who will constantly bring it up. Like you almost don't use it
No,
to your advantage. Like, how do you
yeah.
find that balance where you to kind of move up in the world and like if people ask what you did, then you do it. But then there's also a part where it comes to bragging. How do you kind of find that balance where you're like, I don't want to brag, but this is what I've done? How do you kind of manage that?
It's been very difficult for me to learn. That's a really good question. Because in the industry, you need to have, you need to fight for yourself and you need to have thick skin and have a big ego, a huge ego. Like you need to believe in yourself more than anybody else believes in you. And you need to almost be delusional. Like you do. You have to be crazy and delusional. Um, so there's this huge, massive ego thing that you have to put yourself through. And then you get to a point where, well, you can't move forward unless you collaborate with other people and put the ego away. And you can't succeed because people won't want to work with you if your ego is too massive and too out of unhinged. Um, so it's like, yeah, this question of when to be humble and when to fight for yourself. It's like that you have to fight for that balance because sometimes you like people have told me the whole range of things that I have a massive ego. People have said that I don't have enough ego, that I'm too humble, that I'm too shy, I'm too quiet. It's just you really can't win in that regard, but all you could do is just kind of be yourself. What I'm learning now as I get older is like the best way to go is like how you're feeling in this moment, in this very moment now. If somebody says something to me and let's say I don't like it, I tell them right away, hey, I don't like the way you said that. I don't appreciate that. XYZ, XYZ. But as a kid, I would just like, take it in and be like, oh, I'm going to get him or I'm going to get revenge or I'm going to blah, 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 whatever. You plot all kinds of psychological things because in the industry you're taught like, oh, I'm going to be quiet here. I'm not going to say that. There's lots of proper ways of conducting yourself within the industry. But I
Yeah.
think the most proper way to conduct yourself in the industry is when, you're just being honest. And for me, it comes out sometimes direct, like I was with Captula at the Entertainment Hall of Fame. Where's my press release? It's super direct, but that's honestly who I am as a person. I have a lot of rules for myself as far as like discipline, and I like to get things done. So I just that's how if people don't like the really direct approach, they probably won't like working with me because I'm like, hey, you told me you'd give me that a week ago. Where's my XYZ that you said? Just go hold them accountable. And I don't think that's either egotistical or humble. It's like this like kind of like hybrid yin yang thing. It's
It's a
feminine,
business.
it's masculine, it's like it's not overly, aggressive. It's just, hey, you know, where's that thing you told me you're gonna send me? Cool.
Well, that's like any job, any like normal job. You're working in fast food, an order comes in, you just say, guys, someone get this order ready. But like
Yeah.
that's just being direct. You just got to be direct with certain
Mhm.
things. If people don't like it, well, that's life.
Right. And you deliver in a certain way. I really learned that lesson. If anybody listening to this wants some advice, because I'm not taking it on this one. It's how you say things that's really important. Try to be respectful, and be humble, like you said, in this industry. Um, yeah, just try your best to be respectful, because all that stuff comes back. You start to get like a bad name, and then people won't really want to work with you and play with you. The whole trick is to try to get people to play with you and to make friends. So you got to be kind,
Especially if you
but
want to
still
move.
honest.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to move up, you got to be someone who people like working with, because how many times have
Mhm.
we seen with like even just celebrities, people that I don't work, people that I never will work with. You hear like big celebrities, like I hear about what's one off the top of my head? I hear this is what I hear. Gwyneth Paltrow's horrible to work with. That's what I hear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Have you worked with her?
I have not. I have
It sounded
not.
like you
Thank
spoke from
God.
experience. Yeah, I
I
just worked
just
with her yesterday. What a bitch. Like,
I heard she's insufferable.
exactly. But I'm like,
Well, I don't know.
no,
I've never met her before.
and that's one of those things. I'm like, I don't know her personally, but it's just
Yeah.
that's just what I hear. And if I heard about it, then certainly the big producers in Hollywood, working with all the big people, they're gonna know about it. So that's what I would say. If nobody from Canada here, me, hears about it, then I'm sure everybody else does too. But so yeah, so I'll feel free to tell me about your newest single that's coming out. What's it called, and where can we listen to it? When can we listen to it? Feel free to tell us that.
I'm really excited for this song. It's been a while since I've released new music. Since my last record was called Veronica, and it was nominated or up for consideration for nomination for 2 Grammy Awards, Best Pop Vocal and Album of the Year, which was really exciting. So this is like my first music coming after that. And I've been working on it for a bit, and it's a song called Right Again. And it comes out May 2nd, Friday, May 2nd, on Spotify and YouTube Music and everywhere you listen to music digitally, it's going to be released.
Perfect. So by the time this episode comes out, which will be on a week from today that we're recording this, May 6th, it's out right now, guys.
Oh my gosh, go listen to my record, Ricky Rebel,
Go
Right
listen to it,
Again.
guys. Perfect. So
Yeah,
it's out right now. We're living in the past right now because we always pre-record
oh,
these interviews. But
cool.
so unless something changes and they're like, "Hey guys, we can't release this now," it's out right now.
Yeah, yeah, it's a really cool song. It's very chill. It's very laid back. I don't know if you like to work out, at Equinox or one of these gyms. Outside they're bumping the EDM music, but inside when you're in the locker room, it's like this kind of chill R&B-ish kind of vibes. I decided I want to make a record that belongs more in the locker room and not when you're working out. Um, so it's just very chill, and it talks about how I know I messed up, um, but right, I'm going to make things right again. I I know how to do that, and because I believe that we all have the power to mend any relationship if we put our mind to it and our hearts to it, and intention for it. And so that's what the song is about.
You have to want it, which is basically it. You want to fix something, you gotta want it, and you gotta go for it.
Yeah,
That's a great
yeah,
lesson. That's a great lesson, actually.
yeah,
Something that
yeah.
people can really relate to.
It's crazy because I just feel like I have that power. I've had enemies, um, and just completely transformed those relationships, like with certain types of honest conversations that I've had with them. And I think it has to do a lot with honesty, having the courage to be vulnerable, taking responsibility, maybe saying I'm sorry, which
It
I don't like to say.
it takes a lot to, be able to say that. So,
Yeah, and kind of looking at what you did wrong. Maybe you did something wrong and you want to. And then if that person's just not feeling it, that's okay. Then you just kind of, at least you said your piece. You did what you could. You reached out. You extended love, and you wish for more love into their lives, and just give it to them. Like just give it everything. Because life is really short. And I think that people have like a lot of relationships, especially after the whole political era that we lived through and are currently living through. I think people have lost a lot of really important friendships in their lives over something so stupid like politics. And I know I have. But in reality, like, I don't think that I really lost anybody that didn't want to be lost from me. Does that make sense? Like
right.
they just don't want to be in my, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean that I have to like feel like I'm a bad, make myself wrong for anything. If you come clean with someone and said, "Hey, this is how I think, this is what, but I love you and this, that, that," that's all you can really do. You can even mend relationships. I feel like people who have even died, this whole idea like, oh, your father died and you just had a horrible relationship with them. It's like, no, like look up to the, quiet your mind and talk to your dad, just be still and ask for forgiveness or say I love you and it's done. The whole thing's done. He'll forgive
Exactly.
you. Does
Just
that
a
make sense?
simple,
It's
no,
over.
simple words. It takes a lot. Maybe saying just sorry isn't enough, but it can go a long way. It's a step. You're at least coming out and you're saying, "Look, I fucked up." You know what I mean? Like that's
Hmm.
a good. It's a good start. As I said, the wounds might still be there, but
Yeah.
you got to want to fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As nice as I am, everybody, the majority of people who meet me, they say I'm a very friendly, nice person. There's a part of me I've hurt people.
Uh,
Like anybody, like anybody. But I know in my heart I have broken some people down, you know, made them cry sometimes, not even trying because I don't know. It's something about me as a Sagittarian. I'm a very blunt person. Um, I I'm able to move on quite quickly from thing. I forget my ex's names, I'm like, I'm over it. I'm moving, I'm gone. You know what I mean? I've already forgiven you, I've forgiven me, I've forgiven everybody, and I just move on. And it sometimes pisses people off because, whatever. But that's what this set of music I'm doing. It's about me being a Sagittarian. We're thinking of calling the EP Sagittarian Dream. It's supposed to feel like a mystical dream, a spiritual dream. And Sagittarians are pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting sign. We're philosophical. Um, and we are very blunt, and we sometimes hurt people's feelings because of it. Um, but we're also a lot of fun. And I just wanted to write a record that kind of encapsulated what it feels like to be a Sagittarian. Some of the greatest artists of all time in pop music, especially, are Sagittarians. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Miley Cyrus, Tina Turner, also in rock and roll, Jimi Hendrix, and other greats, The Doors, Jim Morrison. Some really cool artists are Sagittarians. So I was like, I want to, you know, do a little homage to my sign.
write what you know, basically. That's the lesson, right?
Yeah, I've studied a lot of. What's your sign, by
I'll
the
be
way?
honest, I'm not sure what it is actually. Someone asked me that the other day, and it's funny that you say that. Yeah, someone did ask me that the other day what mine was, and I said I have no idea what. Is that bad
Well,
that I
what?
don't know?
When's your month?
July. What's that?
Are you in the middle or what?
The
Beginning?
end.
Okay. You are a Leo.
Leo. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, are you July 25th or what?
No, up a bit.
Okay, all right. That makes you a Leo, baby.
Leo. Okay, perfect. 29th. 29th.
King
Uh,
of the jungle. King of the jungle.
I'm a Leo. Okay, perfect.
Madonna's a
Yeah, it's
Leo. So
funny.
now I know, but now I know how to treat you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's a good. Well, no, see, yeah, like someone literally asked me that. They're like, "What do you mean you don't know your sign?" I'm like, "I just don't know." Like, it's one of those things. I'd
You
like,
should
I.
love your sign. Your sign's really cool, actually.
Oh, okay, that's good. I'm gonna embrace that now. I'm gonna
It's
embrace
one of
that
the
now.
best. It's one of
Now
the
they
best
know I'm a
signs.
Leo. That's what I'm gonna embrace now.
You're a freaking Leo. You're the king of the jungle. You're the king of the zodiacs, like ruled by the sun.
I won't let that get to my head though.
Right? Yeah, that must be hard.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'll be humble. You have Michael Jackson and Madonna's approval, and I'm a Leo, so that's it.
Good.
All kind
And we
of
get along famously,
we'll
Sagittarius and
be
Leos.
we'll be the best of friends.
Or
Um,
we're fire signs.
fire signs. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Ricky, thank you so much for taking the time to come on. Guys, be sure to check out his brand new single, which is out now, Right Again, on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Ricky, thanks for coming on, and best of luck in all your future endeavors, man.
Thank you so much. And if you guys want to follow me, you can go to rickyrebelrocks.com or on social media platforms. I'm at Ricky Rebel Rocks. Thank you.
Ricky Rebel rocks. That's good. That's a good tongue
Yeah.
twister. Got me all messed up.
All right, Mr.
So
Leo.
guys, we're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back. But until then, this is Franky and Ricky Rebel signing off. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Corkin Entertainment Show. That was me and Ricky Rebel. Thank you, Ricky, for coming on. And guys, be sure to check out Right Again, his new single, which is now out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your music at. And thank you, Ricky, for coming on. It's always funny whenever you're pre-recording these and you're plugging something that's coming up and you're like, oh shit, when am I recording this? When's this coming out? But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So I wanted to talk about this for our first solo segment. I had something else planned, but I'm going to save that for next week now because we got some big news. We got big news, something that we've all been waiting for a while, probably, yeah, for a long, long time, really, since, well, when the reveal trailer came out, but then when the leaks came out in 2022, 2021, somewhere in that range. Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 is finally coming May 26th, 2026. And I'm seeing lots of people who were surprised because they were always talking about and they revealed in the trailer that this is coming out in 2025. I knew right from the get-go. And I didn't really have much to back this up aside from just this is what Rockstar does. This is Rockstar has a history of delaying games. So that was really the only inkling I had that they were going to delay GTA 6. And they did, which to me, it's no big deal because that just gives them more time to make it the best game they possibly can. Because I mean, just think about it. With like Red Dead Redemption 2 is a perfect example. We were pissed that they kept delaying it and delaying it, but now that it's here, it's been out for like 5-6 years. Now we're fine with it. It's just okay. It took some time for it to get ready. Now it's out. We don't even really think about the delays that much anymore because we finally got it and it was a perfect game. Now we got GTA 6 coming in May 2026. So yeah, I wanted to kind of talk about this for a second because, yes, Rockstar has a history of constantly delaying their stuff. So I'm seeing some people speculating that perhaps it's not going to come out in May 2026. I disagree with that. I think it is going to come out in May 2026. I feel confident in saying that. I don't think it's going to get delayed again. I could be wrong. I could be really, really wrong, and it could get delayed again. But to me, yeah, I think we're getting this game in 2026, which is good. I think it's, they've had lots of time now to perfect it. They've been working on this game since like 2020, 2021. Like they've been working on it for a long time. So I think now it's just they want to get it perfect. They don't want to rush it. They don't want to put out a terrible product or anything like that, which I'm totally fine with. And I'm so excited that now I can go on Twitter because I follow Rockstar and I follow a lot of other people who play Grand Theft Auto and cover it on their Twitter and all that stuff. And I'm so excited that now I can stop scrolling through X or Twitter and see people who are just livid that there's no more information about Grand Theft Auto 6, because now we finally got it. Literally, this is to the point it's gotten. I've seen someone make an in-depth analysis of pixels in the GTA 6 trailer. Like literally examining pixels and what this means and what that means, just because they're so desperate for something for GTA 6. Like, to me, I'm like, that's just sad. That's just really, really sad. And to me, I'm just like, okay, just give it time. I know it's a pain that you're going to have to wait longer, but just think when it's out forever. So, and I always, yes, I'm sure there's lots of other, entertainment properties, like such as like, like Marvel, or like I talk about the Batman 2 being delayed, and that we're kind of pissed off that is kind of, who knows if that's even going to happen now because of all these delays and stuff. But in this case, GTA 6, I said it's going to be worth it. It is going to be worth it. I also just saw recently that Beyond the Spider-Verse was delayed to 2028, which to me, I'm like, wow, that's a hard blow. But in this one here, like it's just gonna fly by. Before we know it, we're already in May 2025 right now. It's gonna be here before we know it. So, for me, yeah, I just want to really give my thoughts on the fact that I don't think it's gonna get delayed again. People are saying like, okay, they say May, it's probably gonna get pushed to fall. No, I think this is it. It's gonna come out in May. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll come on and admit defeat. But anyways, be sure, guys, to let me know what you think about that. Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming. Do you think it is going to be released in 2026? Is it going to be released in late 2026? Or is it going to get delayed to 2027? Definitely, whatever you think, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments. And so let's now move on to our last discussion topic today, which is going to be talking about The Walking Dead again. We now have Dead City Season 2 has finally come. Dead City, which I'm going to say right now, of all the Walking Dead spin-offs that they've released, of course, there's Fear the Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, The Ones Who Live. Dead City's probably my favorite of all of them. I thought The Ones Who Live was going to be, but because of how it ended, it kind of, I wouldn't say ruined the series for me, but it left a bad taste in my mouth. Had they ended it better, I think it could have been better than Dead City. But Dead City right now, for me, is the best Walking Dead show out there right now. Daryl Dixon Season 2, it was a letdown. Daryl Dixon has been a bit of a letdown. Much better than I thought it was going to be, but it's disappointed me quite a bit. So Dead City, though, the first season, it's funny. If I had to choose between which of the spinoffs is gonna disappoint the most, between Daryl Dixon and Dead City, I would have said Daryl Dixon will probably be the better one, just because I don't think a Maggie and Negan spinoff is gonna work out well. And I was wrong. I was wrong about that. Because I just don't really. The whole dynamic of Maggie going off to New York with Negan, the one who murdered her husband, to me was just kind of stupid. Even though, yes, they did work together in the original show and stuff like that. By the way, there's spoilers for The Walking Dead in general here. I'll try not to go too in depth with spoilers for this Dead City review, but definitely be sure to check it out. Or if you don't care, then just keep on listening. But just beware. I try to keep these non-spoiler free, but in talking about it, it gets difficult. So just classify that as a spoiler tag for that. So Dead City's here, and Dead City Season 2, and I think this premiere was awesome. I really, really like this premiere. I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical. I was a little skeptical going in, just because, I mean, yes, the trailers look awesome and stuff and everything. But I don't know how I was feeling about the whole Negan backsliding, like Negan going full on savior Negan again. I didn't know how I was gonna like that, because it would just kind of squash all of his redemption arc, everything that he went through in the original show. So I wasn't too excited about that. I just said no. Like I said they're gonna ruin it and blah blah blah. So I said I was cautiously optimistic that they would do it justice. And right now I can say in the premiere, the first pro of this premiere is that it does not feel like that at all. Because as we can tell, Negan's being forced to do this. He's being forced to by the Croat and the Dama, the two villains of the season, using his family against him. And so it doesn't feel like he's doing this out of his own volition. He's doing this because his family's in trouble. Maggie and Herschel, whatever. So that's why he's doing it. And I'm glad that they made that abundantly clear, because I was worried that it was going to be he was going to, by choice, he was going to go back and do this to himself, with a little bit of push from the two villains. But this one, it doesn't feel like that at all. Now, this is just the premiere. I could be wrong, and it might change as the season goes on. But right now, they're handling it perfectly. And that brings me to the next pro. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is at his best here. I mean, not like his best of the whole series, but like it just feels like he's been playing this character for like 10 years now. And it's just one of those things where he brings it, he gives it his all every single time he's on screen. Like, it literally does not feel, it literally feels like he just played season 7 of The Walking Dead villain Negan, like just yesterday. It really feels like that. And I'm just absolutely blown away. I'm just blown away. So, I mean, all the performances were great. Lauren Cohan was great in this episode too. Kim Coates, I'm really excited to see his character. But to me, Jeffrey Dean Morgan stole the show in this episode. And I'm really, really excited to see what goes next in the season for his performance. Obviously, I think we've seen in the trailer that we're going to see his real life wife come back to play Lucille, who played him in the Negan backstory, or played Lucille in the Negan backstory episode, which I think is the best episode The Walking Dead ever did. And so I'm super excited to see where this goes, and we're just going to get more amazing performances from not just Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but the whole cast. And the next pro is that the Maggie and Herschel dynamic has been great. It's like, we're seeing lots of tension, and the performances between Lauren Cohan and I don't know the actor who plays Herschel, but he is doing a fantastic job. And their dynamic makes sense. It doesn't feel forced. You know what I mean? Like, Herschel's rage, I know that people are feeling that he's kind of a brat and this and that, but to me, it makes sense where, like, the father of, the man who killed his father is out there, and knowing that Maggie that's just always in the back of her mind, that the man who killed her husband is still out there, and that she's letting her hate take over her responsibilities, or like take her away from her responsibilities as a mother. So that makes complete sense, and I really, really like how they did that. So of course, yeah. So the premiere, it kind of had two stories, which was what was going on with Negan in New York, and then what's going on with Maggie and Herschel in their new settlement, which has been merged with New Babylon. Which New Babylon is the only con I have about this episode. New Babylon, of course, is the the community that was hunting down Negan for killing those people in season one, which is why he was wanted in the first place. And so they kind of play a more prominent role in season two. It's pretty clear to see, especially in the previews and stuff. Like, we're just getting started with them. We didn't see them much in season one, but season two, they're playing a much bigger role, and it feels almost too. Now, this could change as the season goes on, and it could be argued that, okay, we didn't really know them that well in season one, so it kind of makes sense. Okay, yeah, I get that. I just feel like they feel too villainy to me. Like they feel too, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just kind of took me a little bit out of it, where I'm like, okay, I mean, like, yes, true, we don't know what they were like in season one because they were barely there. We only saw Armstrong, the guy who was hunting Negan. He was the only one we saw, and then we saw the rest of them, like the governor and stuff like that, very briefly at the end of season one. But I never got the impression that they were like evil. So to me, where I'm seeing this in the premiere, where they're forcing them to go to Manhattan for this mission, and basically anybody who doesn't want to go, they just hang them. Like, to me, I'm like, is that? No, I don't know. I could be wrong. It's just from seeing the premiere, so it'll probably develop as it goes through. And then if it does, then I'll change my tone about it. But right now, I just said that just felt a little bit too. Why are they so, like, they didn't? I never got that impression off them in season one. Now, maybe that's intentional because it's one of those things of, don't judge a book by its cover. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. That's not even really a critique. In a way, I guess maybe I was just grasping at straws to find something wrong with the premiere. I thought the premiere was great. I really, really thought this was a fantastic premiere. So I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. So just to kind of recap again, the pros and the cons for the episode, which is called Power Equals Power. The Negan story was well handled and didn't have a negative impact on his redemption arc. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's performance, the performances as a whole, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in particular. Maggie and Herschel's dynamic was excellent. And then the only con is just that the New Babylon's villain arc, or quote-unquote arc, feels a bit out of nowhere, but that's just, it's a small thing, I guess. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10. I could go with a 10 because I guess, it's not really... I just thought this was a fantastic premiere. I really, really thought this was a great premiere, and we have 8 episodes this season, and I'm super excited to see where it goes. From all I'm hearing for reviews, some of them are mixed. Some of the early reviews that came out last week are a little bit mixed, which, I mean, I think that's expected with some Walking Dead shows where, it is what it is. We'll kind of just wait and see how the season plays out. And, of course, when the season's done, I'll do kind of like a full in-depth season, my overall thoughts on the season, where it could go in season 3, which I don't think it's been confirmed for season 3 yet. I hope it is. But we'll see how season 2 goes. But anyways, yeah, be sure, if you guys have seen Dead City, be sure to let me know your thoughts about it in the comments and all that stuff. And so we're going to call it for the show today, guys. I want to thank my guest, Ricky Rebel. Be sure, guys, to check out Right Again, which is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, and everywhere you listen to your music at. And anyone in the Edmundston area or next weekend, rather, on May 17th, we are going to be at the library, the Edmundston Library, for our final show for the Music Mania. Very excited for it. Be sure to come on out. And so that's going to do it for the show, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Definitely, if you like it, leave us a nice little review, whatever. Follow us on Instagram, all that stuff. So thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week. But until then, or next week. Oh, yeah, no, we have one coming out Thursday. We do have an episode coming out Thursday. So we'll see you guys next time. We'll just say that. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, this is Frankie signing off. Have a great week, everybody.